you enjoyed that. When I was looking at that video, it reminded me that yesterday, as part of my Y Weeks, we did a seed planting with a lot of our youth. And it was really messy, but it was actually a lot of fun. And we are now going to take those flowers, which I saw them doing some plantings on the video, and plant them in our gardens this summer. So I'm excited to see that happen. In my role, I am extremely fortunate because I get to interact with our members and our staff on a daily basis and really see firsthand the impact that we have in our community. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm also very touched by the fact that many of our members and staff are willing to share their stories with us about why the Y is important to their families and what it means to have the YMCA in our community. So today, I have the privilege of introducing two of those courageous and wonderful individuals and their families that want to share with you just a few minutes about their story. So I hope that by hearing their stories, you come to grasp at least a little bit just how much of an impact our staff and our Y have on people of all ages in our community. And I really liked how Steve touched on the fact that we have such a broad reach, and it's a challenge, but it's a wonderful challenge. And our focus on youth, teens, adults, seniors is remarkable, and it's really an honor to be a part of that. So please join me in welcoming our first speaker, Tracy Steiner, who is here today with her husband, Roderick, and her two adorable boys, Aaron and Alex. The Steiners reside in Algoma, so we are particularly thankful that they took the time to come to this early breakfast meeting this morning and share their story with us. So Eric Natwig, our youth director at the Y, is going to come up also and just share a few words about this awesome family. So Tracy and Eric.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here this morning. I'm fortunate enough to have met Tracy, her boys, and finally met Butch today, but they started coming to the Y, I don't know when you started, but they've been participating in our homeschool gym class, which was a program that started last fall. We were trying to get a kind of a little committee going to get started, and we were hoping to have between 7 to 10 kids show up. Well, the very first day we maybe had 25 kids show up for class, so lo and behold, I was a little caught off guard. Thankfully, Tracy stepped up right away at the beginning, and now 8 sessions later, her and her boys are still coming, and Tracy's not only known as the mom of Alex and Aaron now, but she's also Coach Tracy, and is a big part, and that's a great example of what happens at the Y. We have a family jump into one of our programs, and now we have as many as 37 kids coming to homeschool gym class, just on a Thursday at 10:15, so it's really great. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to Tracy, but we are grateful for everything their family does for the Y.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Nancy, for having us here today and for the breakfast. It's very good. So as you heard, I am homeschooling Alex and Aaron. Alex is in 5th grade and Aaron started kindergarten this year. And so we've been doing that for 4 years now, 3 years. Can't even keep track. But I also work part-time, and my husband is self-employed and does cash cropping and custom field work. I originally started coming to the Y looking for ways to fulfill that homeschool Phi-Ed requirement, and Alex had an interest in swimming, so I signed him up for the private swimming lessons because it fit well with our schedule. And we did that for a couple of years until the new homeschool gym class started up, and I did not hesitate to sign up both of my boys for some physical activities. And then during that time, I learned about the scholarship program that the Y offers and was able to take advantage of that. Over time, I came to realize that the Y was providing more than just physical fitness for my kids. It offers a safe, fun, and friendly environment when we just need to have a break. So for example, a few weeks ago, we were having a pretty tough day with school, and it was the middle of January. It was freezing outside, and we we were climbing the walls. We were driving each other crazy, and we just needed a break, a change of scenery, burn off some energy. But where do you go around here in the middle of the week, in the middle of winter, for boys to burn off some energy? Well, I remembered my Y membership, and I checked the pool schedule for the day, and sure enough, there was open swimming that afternoon, and so the three of us took off, and we had the rec pool almost to ourselves for an hour, and that was really nice. And it was just the break that we were looking for. It was just what we needed at just the right time. So the Y has also provided us with some social opportunities for the kids. They've made new friends. They've learned good sportsmanship and leadership skills. And they've had a wonderful role model from Coach Eric to follow as well. But more importantly, for me as a mom, the 4 core values of the Y: caring, respect, responsibility, and what's the other one?
Honesty.
Honesty. Okay, those values support and reinforce what we as parents are teaching our kids at home. And that allows them to see that those values go beyond the walls of our home and gives them opportunities to put those values into practice. So I hope that you can see that the Y is more than just a place for physical activity and to exercise. It's a place for us to shine and to be ourselves, and it makes our community a better place. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Tracy and Rod and Aaron and Alex. I guess your name is Butch. You guys must be close friends, because I call him Roderick. From now on, it's Butch. All right. So, as you can see, the YMCA has played a role in their family, and thank you so much for sharing that. You're a great speaker, by the way. Our next speaker is Susan Van Steele, and Susan won over all of us at the Y with her infectious smile and warm personality. And once you get to know her, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. She is a valued Y employee now, and she has had a lot of experiences with Ys throughout her lifetime. She wants to share a couple of minutes about the earlier days in her life as a single mom, and then move on to today as an active older adult. So I wanted to share with you just a little thing. Susan came up to me about a week ago and she said, "Nancy, the Y is egalitarian." And I was like, oh my gosh, she's a vocabulary junkie like me. I said, "So tell me more." And she said, "Everybody is treated the same regardless of where they come from. I just checked in a judge, I checked in doctors, and checked in people who are unemployed. And it just doesn't matter because everybody's the same and everyone is welcome at the Y." So I think that Susan is a very wise woman, and I appreciate all that she does, and I'm grateful for you for sharing your story today, Susan. So please join me in welcoming Susan Van Steele.
My late husband and I moved to Door County in 2002 to live our retirement, and we had good years. I retired as a registered nurse. I had worked a career in oncology in the last 7 years as a hospice nurse. So, and he was a pastor, so we spent a lot of solitary time finally away from people, and those were good years. He died a couple years ago, and everybody here has experienced death in their families, so it was tragic. But about 6 or 8 months later, my daughter called me, and she said, "Why is your voice so funny?" And I realized I hadn't spoken to anyone in 3 or 4 days. It was the middle of winter, and I was socially isolated, and I knew I had to do something. So I came to the Y. And first the staff was very receptive, and then members were receptive to me. And that got me through some rough times. This last Christmas, there was a giving tree in our lobby. And it really impressed me because there were over 100 notes on the tree with perhaps male or female, and then the age of the child. And when I read the prerequisites for that, I saw that the gift was not to be over $50, and it stunned me. But more than that, 4 days later, all those cards were gone, which meant many children in Door County, also in Northern Door, were going to receive new gifts for Christmas. And the reason why that stunned me so much is I was a welfare mom. It was during the period of time where I went to nursing school, and I had 3 children, and I appreciated being able to get welfare while I went to school, but it was really a humbling experience. Most humiliating was the time I was notified there had been a toy collection and I could come by and pick up gifts for my children. I went to get gifts for my children and found a room full of used toys, and it really struck me how impoverished I was. And so to see that there were children getting new gifts wrapped beautifully was really heartwarming. I will add that during those formative years, my children were able to go to Y Camp, Camp Bradley, I think was the name. And that was probably one of the highlights of those years for them. So if you want to chat with me sometime, you can come through the Y. I'm a scanner on Monday during the morning and then late afternoon. Thanks for listening.